guys, how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a good day out there. So today I want to bring you some tips of how to keep your car nice and clean. Now we all know you wash it and you detail it, that kind of stuff. But there's some little tips that I think would be helpful that I'll share with you guys that'll make your finish last a lot longer and avoid some costly issues later down the road. And I found this out by actually having issues by not doing these steps. So I'll go ahead and share exactly what I do when I detail it that I think is very helpful. So what I end up doing, I usually use a blower to blow most of the water off so there's less chance of scratching. And then I'll use a chamois just to finish up any spots that are left. And I work my way from the top to the bottom, so all the little nooks and crannies, you can flush all the water out so you don't come back the next day and there's drips everywhere. But here's a good tip that I always like to do. So after you're done washing it, open the trunk up and make sure that you clean out this tract here. A lot of times people forget because they leave everything shut and just dry the exterior, but this builds up a ton of debris. Like every time I wash it, there's like twigs and sticks because that's where it catches from. And if you leave it in there, if you have like bird droppings, it can actually start peeling the clear coat, especially down here as well. On one of my cars, I didn't really clean this area and dry it, so the clear coat started flaking away actually. So it's actually important to do. And like I said, all up in here too, because if you get moisture just sitting there when it's hot outside, it could start eating away at the clear coat, especially since no one really waxes in there. So there's nothing really protecting it. And then up on the trunk lid as well. Just give it a good wipe. And by doing this every time I wash my car, it stays clean. You won't get drips the next day, and you won't get corrosion as well. You'd be surprised years later if you never really clean this. The paint in there, it's so thin when they spray it in those joints, you'll start having some problems with it. So that's pretty straightforward. And then another area that I like to focus on is inside the doors actually. Again, most people when they wash it, they'll just wash it and dry the outside and you're good. But if you look around at this rubber sill, right over here, I'll turn the light on so you can see it better. So right here, when you wash it, water sometimes gets in here. And again, you'll get debris. So you just want to wipe it. You can use a chamois, you can use a microfiber, whatever you have, and just wipe it to get any dirt and debris off. And then while you're doing that, you can check the sill as well. If it seems a little dry, I like to put some 303 aerospace protectant on it so you keep it soft and supple. Because if you don't do that, these will dry out, and then that's when you'll start getting leaks inside your car, wind noise, all that kind of stuff. So you want to keep those moistened. You can use, there's a lot of different things. You can use some white grease on them, wipe them down. But the first step is to make sure that they're clean. Like I said, I do it usually once a year. I'll put some 303 on them and protect them, all the rubber seals around the whole car. And I haven't had any issues yet, going on almost 4 years. So it is really helpful. And then also under the hood in the front, you can lift the hood up and then you'll see the vents there. You want to clear those out because you'll get a ton of debris in there that falls in and you can't see it with the hood shut. So you pop the hood open and then you can scoop it out or use a shop vac and vacuum them out. And that'll help the airflow when it's pulling in air from the outside to help your AC and all that, your HVAC system to work better as well. You'd be surprised too when you pop the hood how much is inside the engine bay. I've even had it where those vents were completely covered with little pine needles everywhere because I kept forgetting to do it. So you just pop the hood and you suck them out and then you kind of clean out that area as well. It's the little things. Like I said, it does make a big difference for the longevity of the car. Like you might not think much about it, but if you're planning to keep a car for years, it's a good habit to get into because it does make a big difference in prolonging your car as far as stopping like the water leaks, keeping that nice and clean, and preventing premature wear on the paint. And like I said, inside the door jambs, the trunk lid and the hood, all those areas, the paint is super thin when they spray it. So you definitely want to make sure that you're wiping it because once it starts having issues on that side, it'll kind of progress to the rest of the paint. So it's just one of those things that I've found over the years to keep my paint looking great years down the road with no issues. I make sure to just cover all those little areas under the doors and all that kind of stuff, and you'll be good to go. Like I said, nothing crazy here, but I just want to share my experience when I detail my car, something that I found very useful. Maybe you guys will too. I appreciate it as always. Hope everyone's having a great day out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.